How can I keep my practice strong and consistent when my life doesn't follow a regular routine, e.g. traveling and staying in hostels? Oh yeah, welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. So as I told you, until very recently, I never had a home through my whole adult life. And since I left the monastery, 2013, it's very rare that I've stayed anywhere longer than 6 weeks, 2 months maybe. And the normal is that I'll be somewhere a month and then I'll leave, and another month and then I'll leave. So this is my life, living out of a suitcase, changing time zones, living in other people's spaces, changing routines. And I will say that it's not ideal conditions to deepen a practice in. I would say that if you're trying to build your practice and this is your life at the moment, like a lot of upheaval and movement and travel, then you want to give a nice long time, I would say at least a few months, probably a year, to not aim to deepen your practice, but to aim to maintain your practice, maintain the depth of your practice in amongst all of these challenges. So sometimes the simile that I give is like, when you're on retreat, you start running. Like now I'm running. When you're on retreat, you start running. And each day you run a little bit faster, a little bit further. You're getting better and better. And then you leave the retreat and it's like you've strapped on heavy weights. And all of a sudden you can't run so far, you can't run so fast. You're like, what's happened? But if you keep running every day with those heavy weights on, you're definitely training, right? You're definitely getting stronger. You just don't see it manifest in an obvious way. And so that's what's happening in the practice when our context is challenging. Just maintaining, what looks like just maintaining, is actually progress, because you're training against really a lot of resistance. So at first, if there's a lot of upheaval and no consistent routine and no consistent place to practice, a type of maintaining might just be, I will commit to actually doing however much meditation each day, an hour of meditation each day. And just that much, being able to overcome the flow of your defilements each day and actually get to the cushion, even though your defilements are doing inconsistent things, there's inconsistent demands on your time, there's inconsistent challenges, inconsistent temptations, you've still managed to overcome all of these novel things and get to the cushion for an hour each day. That might be like a kind of training with heavy weights strapped on. That might be a kind of progress, a kind of win. And just in that, you might have already learned a lot about the nature of your defilements, how to advocate for yourself, assert boundaries, clear space for yourself. And in all of these different situations, when you do come to sit, you might have learned, gosh, these kinds of things really stir up my mind a lot. These kinds of things, not so much. All of this forms part of your progress. Later, once you've built up the habit of just getting to the cushion each day, then we need to build into our practice really honouring the information that's in the distractions. So we want to notice, okay, if this sitting was just one mass of defilements, why? What was pulling me out? What was creating all of those defilements? What do I need to change off of the cushion? What do I need to put in place for myself so that next time I can be a bit more peaceful? And if we take the feedback from the sittings like that to improve our life off of the cushion, we can learn a lot of skill in a lot of diverse situations, right? We can sort of do a big cleanup in a lot of diverse situations. We might not see the results immediately in the subtlety of our practice, but we will see the results kind of manifest in the quality of our life in a range of different situations. So it's like we're carving a much thicker path up the mountain. We've got more brush to clear. But later, we've got more room to play. We've cleared more space. And although at first the progress might be slower, when you get there, it doesn't matter if you're in an airport, or sleeping on a friend's sofa, or living next to a building site, or living with your boyfriend next to a bus stop, or whatever's going on, you've managed to learn how to come back to peacefulness there. So those would be some tips. And I would say, whatever is your context, if you allow yourself to become the victim to your context, your progress stops there. If you allow yourself to believe, oh, I'm just traveling too much, it's not the right time, it's just too difficult, your progress stops there. If you allow yourself to believe, of course my meditation's not going to be strong this month, I'm living next to a building site, I'll wait till next month, your progress stops there. In the Dharma, there's no such thing as a victim to your context. Okay, whatever is your context, let it be your Dharma practice. Okay, any questions about that?